Okay, so let's get started. I hope you'll be able to see me. I'm not that dark.
Don't close your mouth and your eyes. You will see something at least.
Okay. Okay, so guys, today we'll talk about it's chapter 2 in your book, which is Couplings. So today it's on couplings. And clutches.
Couplings and clutches.
Yeah. So our main objectives is to understand what couplings are, B, explain different classes of couplings with their types. C, discussing clutches D, comparing. Let me write on top in case we won't be able to see. So D, comparing couplings with clutches. So let's see. You have all the notes, but as we discuss, we'll go far more into details just to understand what couplings are. So, you guys there, can you hear me? Yes. Okay. So, we have got other students in the class here, and you online. We need to make sure we are in one class. What is a coupling? Let us start from there. Let us talk of definitions first. Chapter 2. So, what is a coupling? Hey, what is a coupling? Don't be quiet on me. What is a coupling? No, it's what you know, not the book. is a coupling? What is a coupling, guys, there?
It's an atom that joins two shafts. I just looked at the picture.
I can see. Okay, so a coupling is a mechanical device, or let's keep it as a device, not as a component. A coupling is a mechanical device that is used to join two shafts of the different equipments, such as a motor and a pump. When you want them to operate together, you join them by using a coupling. So a coupling is a mechanical device that is used to join two shafts together, so that motion can be transmitted from the driving shaft to the driven shaft, or torque can be transmitted from driving shaft to the driven shaft. Even power has to be transmitted. So a coupling is a mechanical device that is used to join two shafts together of different equipments from the driver to the driven in order for motion, torque, and power to be transmitted. That is what is a coupling. Yes. So,
Catch your breath, sir.
hmm?
It's a mouthful. Catch your breath.
Okay, so as written here, a coupling. We are defining a coupling. Put it, remove the sound. Remove the sound.
Maybe down there, what's that?
Okay, are you not able to join using the link? or you want to use the WhatsApp? Kenneth? You can't join with the link. You don't have Google on your phone. Okay, keep your sound off. Make sure your sound is off. Ne?
They never reject.
Okay. Keep your sound off. You have to mute your phone. Yeah. Okay, so guys, I was saying a coupling. This is a mechanical device that is used to join two shafts together of the different machines such as motor, a pump, so that motion, torque and power can be transmitted from the driving shaft of the motor to the driven shaft of the pump. So this is the definition of what a coupling is. Okay? So when you are defining, we know a coupling is a mechanical device. Its purpose is to join two shafts so that motion can be transmitted. Are we together? Okay? Now, we have got different classes of this coupling. What are the classes of couplings?
Fast or permanent, self-aligning, and flexible.
So we have got the permanent,
Self-aligning,
couplings. What are the examples? We are not mentioning all of them. What are the examples of permanent?
a muff or split sleeve.
So we have got the flange, type. We have got the muff.
Split sleeve.
Okay, I will not mention everything because you've got them. So when we are talking of permanent couplings, the example is the flange type. Why are they called permanent couplings?
Because you put them on and you don't take them off unless they need to be replaced.
Sorry?
You put them on and you leave them there, they only get taken off when they need to be replaced.
So permanent couplings, to help compass here, permanent couplings, they are rigid. They are rigid. There's no flexibility.
They are permanent.
You understand it? Once the shafts they are together, they run like it's a one unit. There is no relative motion. There is no self-alignment. Out again.
No slippage.
No slippage, no self-alignment, no flexibility, no relative motion. So these permanent couplings, they are rigid, like it's one shaft that is running together. There is no play. Hence, the alignment has to be perfect. I'll come to that. The alignment has to be what? Perfect. Because if you don't align them properly, what happens? The moment the rotation starts, boom, too much vibration and it will snap off or it will destroy the machine. So the alignment for permanent coupling has to be perfect. They are rigid, they are fixed.
Otherwise you're going to buy a lot of bearings.
Yes. So I have more notes in the book, whatever I'm explaining you have. So these are permanent couplings.
Pay attention.
Okay? Then the other type we have, the other class we have is what?
Self-aligning.
Self-aligning. What are the examples of self-aligning couplings? Not flexible, self-aligning. We have got like what?
A hooks coupling.
Okay. What else? Universal coupling. You know universal?
I don't know, I'm still trying to find it.
You know universal coupling? You know on the cars, where you connect the rear shaft of the car and the engine after the gearbox. If you are looking on the tracks, you see like there is a round portion that rotates. That is the flexible coupling. The self-aligning coupling. Sorry.
There's the old hand coupling.
So we have got the universal coupling, old ham coupling. These ones are under self-aligning. So universal.
You ask me difficult questions here.
Then odd ham.
There's only two I found.
This is self-aligning coupling. They can operate at an angle. Reasonable angle.
Reasonable.
Yes.
If you go more than 135 degrees, 130 degrees.
Like the universal coupling can bend a little bit, but it will still operate. They can operate at an angle.
Like a CV joint.
Exactly. CV joint. But that one will not consider it as a coupling.
Prop shaft.
That is what I'm talking about. On the prop shaft, there is a universal joint.
Looks like a knuckle.
Yeah.
Looks like two knuckles.
Exactly. They move like they can rotate at an angle. Universal joint on the prop shaft. You'll find it there.
You should have closed it. Okay. I don't know, is your camera?
I will.
I don't know, is your camera? There. There you go.
Okay.
Unnecessary.
Then the other type we have is the flexible coupling. Flexible coupling, the examples we have is what?
Nice belt.
Rest belt, pin type, BB coupling, and so on. You know rest belt, you take a belt. It's a coupling like fingers. You take a belt, you run it like this. And you bring another one, you run it the opposite way. So when this coupling is rotating, when this one shaft is rotating, it will pull the belt. So there is a bit of relative motion. It will pull the belt. When the belt is tight, then it will rotate the other shaft. And they will rotate together. Then they will reach a stage whereby they will rotate as one unit. But there is relative motion.
It's like the rock shaker.
Yes.
That thing does not move in the same axis as your motor, so you need something that can allow the movement.
Like fluid coupling. So when you look at the flexible coupling, even the pin type has got the rubber material on the bolts. So that when there is rotation, there is a bit of overcoming shock. If it's a BB type has got a spring. As it will rotate, the spring will be tensioned. Then the rotation takes place. These are flexible coupling. They allow for misalignment. They work well where there is misalignment. Fixed coupling, which is permanent, no misalignment. Flexible, you can have misalignment. Self-aligning can run at an angle which is reasonable. Any question? Any question? Yes, how are you? You are late.
Yeah, I know, sir. My phone was off. Sorry.
Okay. Okay, so we have defined what is a coupling. We said a coupling is a mechanical device that is used to join two shafts together of the different machines such as motor, pump, so that motion torque power can be transmitted from the driven shaft of the motor to the driving shaft of the pump. A clutch. because it's recording. Okay, so Hassan, 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 Kelly,
Yes, sir.
I tell your group mates there, I can't answer with my phone because I'm using it for recording.
Hello?
Tell Kenneth not to call or Hassan not to call using the phone. I'm using it for recording. So I can't answer with my phone. They are trying to call me on the phone. You have to use the link.
Put it on an airplane mode.
Or it's record
It will record. Are you recording onto something or just onto the phone?
on the phone.
Just put it in airplane mode. It can't find
You are right. But if it is my wife, I'll be.
When you're doing shit. Don't worry, you'll get an SMS when you put airplane mode off. Miss call. Just drive on the way home. You see a nice field of flowers. You just stop.
Okay, so we proceed.
Thank you.
Alright, let me respond to them.
Yeah, just tell them my phone will be. I'm using it, so I can't answer. Okay, so we have defined it. We have we understand on the coupling. If you don't understand, you still read through.
Watch the video.
Yeah. Then we explained the different classes of couplings
But I still ask the question.
with their types. But I still need to explain on the coupling. We have got one more coupling that I need to explain here.
But like I asked, is it clutch a coupling?
No, we are coming to a class.
So it's not part of the coupling section.
It is that's why it is under this section because it is a coupling, but it has got special operation. Let us look at the other type of coupling, which is the fluid coupling. Okay, we also have another type of coupling. It's called fluid coupling. Where's my network gone? Hey, it has lost my.
I don't have that in my book, sir. You sure did that? Oh.
Okay, the network keeps on kicking off. Okay, so fluid coupling. What is the fluid coupling? What is the fluid coupling?
Coupling with fluid inside.
Okay, I'll draw it so that I explain. I'll briefly draw it.
I did draw so nice.
You know that.
Are they using the oil or water?
Hmm?
Do they use oil or water?
Oil. I'm drawing oil.
That's your parents gonna go, bro.
This is a brief one, not a detailed one.
I see the shafts on the side. No problem. Thanks. Thanks for wings. Yeah, man. dust in there.
Not dust. Okay, so fluid coupling. Fluid coupling uses hydraulic oil. A fluid coupling uses hydraulic oil. What happens? On the driving shaft, the oil will be driven like a pump, the way it pumps water. The oil will be spinned. So as the spinning is taking place, the oil is being spinned. What happens? The oil, because of its cohesion force and its hydration, it will twist. Okay, keep the mic, Kelly. Yes, keep it mute. Okay. So now the oil, when the spinning is taking place, fluid coupling, when the driver is the fluid spinning, né? Because of the motor driving the pump side, the fluid is spinning. The driven side will be stationary. Then as the fluid starts twisting, you know you create the wave. As the fluid wave is created, it will start pulling the other shaft to start moving slowly, catching up with the speed. Then it will start increasing the speed. Increasing the speed, then they will start running at the same speed. So the driver side is the pump. The driven side is the turbine. You know turbine is driven by fluid. The turbine is driven by fluid. So the pump drives the fluid. The turbine is driven by fluid. Can you hear what I'm saying? A pump drives the fluid. The turbine is driven by fluid. What is the purpose of a turbine? To drive the machines. Like in the power production, it drives the generator. A pump, what does it do? It drives fluid. Like the water that we receive is being pumped by a pump. So in here, you take two concepts. The pump and the turbine. The drive of the fluid and the driven of the fluid. They work together as a unit. Why do we need fluid coupling? Because the machines are heavy duty machines. They need to start slowly. Once they pick up the speed, even when it's stopping, the big machines, what happens? They don't need to stop suddenly. You stop the motor to stop the pump. The fluid now starts reducing the speed because the pump is stationary. So the friction is now working in a reverse. The wave is working in a reverse. So it will stop slowly. Like in electricity, the way a capacitor operates. So a fluid coupling is like a capacitor. So this is the concept we have here. So when this is driving, this will be stationary. And later on, it also follows. Fluid coupling. You have to make sure, because in your book you don't have, that's why I've drawn it. These are the ones you have. I'm not going to draw them. I'm only drawing what you don't have. Out together. So, fluid coupling, they ask. Even in your questions you have it, but in your notes it's not there. So don't forget. They call it another name, hydraulic coupling. The other name is called what? Hydraulic coupling. Okay. Any question? So if there's no question, let us proceed now to the understanding of clutches. Or you want our board to be out so that we talk of clutches?
Yeah, we finish now coupling, we start now clutches. Then what's the matter?
I also want to understand the clutch.
Oh no,
Ha!
it's a simple concept. Yes. Well, you know when you're driving a bicycle, the brakes don't work. You use the foot. Yeah, it's a clutch.
What a lie! Those are true lies, ne?
They actually call it handbrake. You know the drum brake. They actually refer to it also as a clutch. So it's the same principle. Just not rotate.
So let us talk of a clutch. What is a clutch? When you are talking of engineering, you need to be universal. You need to understand electrical, mechanical. You need to be universal. Don't be limited. What is a clutch?
It's a device that you use to either give power or take the power away because you need to do something else, like change gears, for example. Like in a mobile, it's the best example.
Eh? You are trying, ne? I like
I
that.
don't know how to put it in words. That's
Okay,
I know
thank
what a
you.
clutch is, but the words is not there.
Guys, there online, what is the clutch?
Right, I will read it.
What is the clutch? Do you know what I also used to tell students? That the definition there is not correct.
Similar.
It's just similar. You know why? Because it just explains. It doesn't define. So what is the clutch? Again, a clutch is a mechanical device. Just like a coupling. It's a mechanical device that is used to join two shafts together, on which, in the process of operation, the shafts can be disengaged in terms of the transmission of torque, motion, and power. You can disengage the shafts. Then, once you change the speeds, you can re-engage the shaft. So the clutch is exactly the same as a coupling, but the difference is that a clutch allows for engaging and disengaging.
It's the same like on a lathe. You choose your different speeds and stuff. The motor keeps spinning, but it only starts when you engage.
Yes. The whole purpose of engaging and disengaging is for you to change the speeds. Yes. For you to be able to change the speed. So, a clutch is the same. This is a mechanical device that is used to join two shafts of different machines such as the motor vehicle, engine, and the gear box. So that engaging and disengaging can be performed in order to change speeds, gear speeds in the gear box in order to transmit motion, power, and torque as required.
So a clutch will mainly be on a gearbox.
Yeah?
Always, so clutch.
You always have a clutch where you need to change the speeds.
There'll always like be a gearbox.
Like here, we can talk of gearbox. You can have it also when you're using chain drive. Yeah. When you're changing, on your bicycle.
There doesn't have a clutch.
Okay, there's a. So gearbox is the basic move. So this is a mechanical device that is used to join two shafts of different machines, such as the motor vehicle, engine, and the gearbox, so that engaging and disengaging can be performed in order to change gear speeds in the gearbox. When I can't repeat this word, I don't like this. When transmitting motion, power, and torque as required. So you can't have in order, no. So that is a clutch. There is engaging and disengaging in order to change speeds. Are we together? Okay. Now, what are the classes? Or let us just go straight. Types.
Friction.
Types of clutches.
Friction.
1.
Friction clutch.
Friction clutch.
Friction clutch. Carbon clutch. Friction clutch.
Okay.
Centrifugal clutch.
So we have got the
Coke clutch.
friction clutch. I wonder why they call this friction clutch when they are all friction. So example of friction clutch, we have got mount, single plate,
Multiple disc.
single plate or disc,
That's clutch.
and multiple
That's clutch.
disc clutches.
Coke clutch.
It's also friction. We have got cone clutch. So these therefore under what? Friction clutch. So under friction clutch we have got the single disc clutch, mount disc clutch, cone clutch. When we talk of single disc, please I'll try to download some videos so that you can see what is a single clutch, or a single disc clutch, mount disc clutch, what is a cone clutch, how they work. Okay? Then we have got another type.
Cone clutch.
So we have got what?
Cone clutch.
Centrifugal.
Centrifugal, sorry. Example.
Centrifugal clutch. We have got two types of centrifugal clutches. One, spring type and loose weight. Then loose weight. So we have got the spring type clutch and loose weight clutch. So what happens? Centrifugal clutch. This is how what happens when the engine is running. Just in general to understand, to get the idea. When the engine is spinning, we start with the friction clutch. When the engine is running, the clutch is coupled to the flywheel. Okay?
Hello, sir.
Yes, sir.
Hello, sir.
Yes, sir.
Sir.
I can hear you. Yes, sir.
Sir.
Hassan, talk.
Hello, sir.
What's this hello? Just say hello, like.
Hassan, talk.
Hello, sir.
I can hear you. Talk.
Sir. Yes, I wanted to contribute something.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Kelly? Sylvester? Can you hear? Can you get me clearly, you guys?
Yes, I can hear you, except for the video.
The video you can't see.
Sometimes it's cutting.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, I'm seeing the network is bumping as you are explaining. So like a
You are in the class, use English word now. Okay.
So I think the best just teach it, then you
No, I'll share the
video.
I'll share the video. Okay, so we proceed. Yeah. So what I was saying is a clutch. When the engine is running, the clutch is always coupled to the flywheel. And also coupled to the rear shaft. Our network.
Going up and down.
Okay, so once these two they are running, you can easily press the pedal. You can easily press the pedal of your vehicle and you force the pressure plate to open, to detach itself from the friction plate. The pressure plate will detach itself from the friction plate. What do you use to press the pressure plate? You use the thrust bearing. It moves on the shaft. So the thrust bearing will press the fingers of the pressure plate. Then the pressure plate will deflect, detaching itself from the friction plate. Then the engine now starts running on its own and the gearbox is free for you to play with gears.
So it's turning at the headlight.
Yes. So when you release the pedal of the car, what happens? You are releasing the thrust bearing from pressing the fingers of the pressure plate. So it will detach itself and the pressure plate will now have freedom to move back and hold onto the friction surface. So it will hold onto the friction surface. The friction is the one that causes more motion. If your friction plate is finished, that's why I find that you want to go, the car is not going, the engine is running on its own. Why? Because the friction plate is finished.
While the driving is going,
Yeah. You get the point, Nick? So these are friction type. You will have got the friction surface. That friction surface is the one that drives that causes motion. When we come to centrifugal is interesting. It has got shoes. When the car is running, slow speed, they will detach. Remember, the higher the speed, the more, like when we were growing up, I don't know about you, but me, when we were growing up, this is what we used to do. You take something, I hope you don't flip out, please be careful. Then when you're spinning slow, it is almost hitting me. Ne? But when I increase the speed, what happens? It will move like trying to go away. So it will move straight.
like water in a bucket.
Yes. When you're spinning, you find the fluid even in the bucket, it will start going out, creating a nice curve.
Call it a vortex.
Yes. The vortex, yes. So that is the effect of centrifugal movement, centrifugal force. It causes the blocks of the centrifugal clutch to move away. And when they move away, what do? They will touch the outer disc and cause movement of the whole equipment. But when you reduce the speed, they will detach. And you can change the gears, the speed. When you increase the speed, they will attach and transmit motion. So we have got spring type, and the loose weight.
Where would you apply the curve type? Centrifugal. Where would you apply?
The centrifugal. Mostly, quite alright, they use them in these automatic cars. You know, the ones you don't use gears to change gears. So you just reduce the speed, you change the speed, then they go. But where you want to change the gears, you use the friction plate, is the common one. Yeah. But you can research your students. Hey,
You must teach me.
your students. Okay, so that is the story about the clutches. If you want to understand more about clutches, it's an interesting concept. Okay. So you can take a photo.
You know what's interesting to me?
Mm.
That a fluid coupling doesn't leak.
Yeah.
Because you've got moving parts moving at different speeds, and the liquid inside does not come out.
Okay, so besides now talking about couplings, besides talking about the clutches, we have got now other two aspects we need. We have got the shaft itself and the key. We have got the shaft and the key.
And some use screw threads.
Hmm?
Some of them use a screw thread at the shaft.
Yeah.
Let me go have some tobacco, I'll be right back.
Okay, so we have got the shaft. What is the shaft? Because we have talked of coupling, joining two shafts, coupling, transmitting motion from driving shaft, driven shaft. What is a shaft? What is a shaft?
Yeah, I think it's a mechanical device through which power moves within.
Okay? It is a mechanical device
In which
or a component, because it's a single component. Device unless there's two and more. So it's a mechanical component that is used to carry the motion of the whole moving equipment and transmit it to the couplings or clutches. So like in the engine, the crankshaft carries the motion and pass it on to the clutch, and the clutch also transmits it to the other shaft, and that shaft take it to the gearbox. So it is the shaft is a mechanical component that is used to carry the motion and transmit it to where it is required, such as the couplings or the other equipment. So say motion, torque, and power Okay, so shaft, this is a mechanical component that is used to carry the motion, let us remove the word there, to carry motion, torque and power of the moving machine and transmit this motion torque and power to other parts of the machine, e.g. crankshaft. So you have the crankshaft. I'll draw a single line. So the crankshaft transmits motion. Okay, so this moves up and down. This rotates. So what happens is this is the piston. So you have the crankshaft. What happens to the crankshaft? It is carrying the motion, torque and power. Then it is passing it to piston. But at the same time, it will receive this same motion and power from the pistons and from the conrods, these conrods. So the crankshaft, what does it do? It carries the motion to make the engine operate. So it's a component. And it's passing the motion to the conrods, which passes the motion to the piston. But in return, the piston also will pass motion to the conrod, and conrod pass the motion to the crankshaft, so that the operation takes place. So that is why we are defining that it's the mechanical component that carries the motion. Yes. Yeah, this is it for internal. So if you want to pass it, it can now be passed, the motion can be taken to the clutch or to the pulleys. So you find there is maybe a clutch there. This side you might find there's a pulley. Okay, are we together? Any question? Any question? Sorry, the network is bad. Yeah. So if there's no question, on the shaft you can check, there are so many drawings you can produce. Let us look at the key. What is the key? It's a component.
Just a piece of metal. Like key steel. So then slippage between the shaft. Hey? No, not that one. We're talking about the key on the shaft. Not the one to unlock your door. Shaft on the coupling. Because it doesn't lock. No, it can lock a clutch. The clutch is a coupling. And of thinking capacity.
Mm. So this is a mechanical component used to lock the shaft and the coupling, gear, pulley, etc. so that motion can be transmitted. Yeah, motion, torque, and power so that motion, torque, power can be transmitted. So that is the key. The key. Any question? So when you talk of coupling, shafts, you talk of the clutches, gears, pulleys, a key has to follow. We'll talk about the threads on their own when we are discussing on the threads, on the mechanical drafting. Okay. When we're discussing how to draw threads in the mechanical drafting, we'll talk about threads. But here, we need to understand this set, how it works. Any question, guys? Okay, so I would love that you take your time to go through the notes. All of you there, even online, make sure go through the notes, understand the notes, and answer the questions. If the questions are on threads, does not stop you to understand them. Read through and practice. When we discuss about threads, then you understand more. But don't get limited. Is there any question? Guys there online, here in the class? Any question? Any question there? Okay. I'll take it that you are perfect. Okay, so thank you very much. I think for tonight, this chapter, we will end it here. We meet Saturday for your electrical lecture. Yeah. Okay. Thank you very much and have a good night.